Marvelous John Ford Western looks better with every viewing. Certainly, it summarized themes that were vital to earlier Ford Westerns. Elderly Senator Ransom Stoddard, James Stewart, and his wife Hallie, Vera Miles, returned to Shinbone after many years in the East. The local newspaper editor wants to know why they've come to attend the funeral of someone he never even knew existed, town drunk Tom Donovan, John Wayne. Ransom tells the story. He had come west from the east with law books in his hand. The stagecoach was robbed by sadistic scoundrel Liberty Valance, Lee Marvin at his most vicious, and his two henchmen, Lee Van Cleef, Strother Martin. When Ransom interfered, Valance nearly beat him to death. He was taken into Shinbone by Tom and his friend and ranchmate, Pompey, Woody Strode. He was tended to by Hallie, then Tom's girl. While waiting to start his law practice, Ransom worked in the steakhouse run by Hallie and her parents, Jeanette Nolan, John Quaylen. He taught her how to read. They became close. Tom became jealous. But Tom still tried to give pacifist Ransom pointers on how to use a gun, because it was obvious that Liberty would soon challenge Ransom to a gun battle. After Liberty beat up newspaper editor Dutton Peabody, Edmund O'Brien, for publicizing Liberty's loss to Ransom of a position as delegate to a convention about possible statehood, Ransom faced Liberty on the street. Liberty was shot dead, and Ransom became a hero. Tom granted Hallie to Ransom without ever asking Hallie whom she preferred. But he revealed to Ransom that it was he who killed Liberty, shooting him from an alleyway. Ransom married Hallie, became governor and senator, and found fame. But as civilization progressed, Tom faded into obscurity. The editor rips up his notes, expressing a basic Ford theme. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend. For Ford, the real heroes were men like Tom, who tamed the wilderness and made it possible for civilization to take root, and for the garden to grow in the desert. But it is a shame that such pioneers have no place in civilization. Tom sets fire to his house. In a law and order world of lawyers and politicians, Tom is just as anachronistic as gunslingers like Liberty. In fact, Tom always knew he and Liberty could be lumped together. Liberty Valance is the toughest man south of the picket wire, next to me. Picture has interesting characters, and their relationships with each other are complex. There's a lot going on in their heads that they don't verbalize. Even at the end, we must read between the lines in the aged Ransom's exchange with the aged Hallie to realize that Hallie loved Tom and that Ransom realizes this. Picture has strong emotional resonance. Thematic photography was by William H. Clothier, who makes strong use of light and shadows. Dorothy M. Johnson's short story was adapted by Willis Goldbeck and James Warner Bella. Music by Cyril J. Mockridge. The Gene Pitney song, using the film's title, was inspired by the movie. Also with Andy Devine, a terrific performance as Shinbone's cowardly sheriff, Ken Murray, John Carradine as a windbag politician, Willis Boucher, Carlton Young, Denver Pyle, O.Z. Whitehead, Paul Birch, Jack Pennock, Anna Lee.
You pick it up.